Introduction. Yoongi was the kind of CEO everyone feared and respected. He barely spoke to anyone in the office. His deep voice, sharp gaze, and perfectly tailored suit made him look untouchable. But his secretary had been working with him for a year now, and she had never seen him smile at anyone except his brother, the Min brothers. Jimin, Jungkook, Taeyong, Namjoon, and Hoseok were loud, warm, and completely different from Yoongi. Whenever they visited, Yoongi's face and melted into small smiles and quiet laughter. You find it oddly charming. Tonight was the annual company party. Lights sparkled in the grand hall, and the music was soft, and employees mingled with drink in their hands. You sipped her juice quietly in the corner, scanning the crowd. She didn't drink partially because she wanted to avoid awkward situations, and partly because she liked keeping a clear head in case her boss needed her. She looked up to find Yoongi standing in front of her. His tie was loose and cheeks slightly flushed. He has a glass in his hand. Yes, Mr. Min, she asked politely. He tilted his head. Why are you hiding here? Come join us. His tone was lighter than usually, a sign he was already a bit tipsy. She smiled softly. I'm fine here, just making sure everything goes smoothly. Yoongi found you work for me, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun. Before she could respond, he let his drink down and took her wrist gently, leading her toward his brother. The night went on, and Yoongi became more and more adorable with his sip of alcohol. He laughed and Jimin silly jokes, hugged Jungkook randomly, and even ruffled Taeyong's hair like a proud parent. But what may got you off guard was how he kept coming back to her. You look beautiful tonight, he murmured at one point, leaning in close. Her cheeks warmed. You're drunk, Mr. Man. Drunk or not, it's true, he said with a small smile. Then he proceeded to stay by her side like a clingy cat, resting his arm on the back of her chair, asking her random questions and refusing to talk to anyone else unless she was next to him. Eventually, his brother started leaving. Hyung will take everyone else with us, Namjoon said, glancing at Yoongi's state. You okay with you taking care of you? Yoongi nodded happily. You're the best. She won't let me die. The brothers laughed and left, leaving them alone. Chapter 2. The Cozy Apartment. Mr. Win, we should get home. You said softly once the room was nearly empty. No, he pouted. Actually pouted. I'm comfortable here with you. Her heart skipped a beat, but knowing he wasn't thinking straight, she sighed and gently guided him out. Since his penthouse was across the city and she didn't think he could be alone, she took him to her small but cozy apartment nearby. Inside, she helped him sit on the couch. Wait here, I'll get you some water. When she returned, he was looking around curiously. It's warm here, not big like my place, but it feels nice. Drink this, she said, handing him the glass. He took a few sips before setting it aside and leaning his head on her shoulder. You smell nice, he murmured. Her face heated instantly. Mr. Man, Yoongi, he interrupted softly. Call me Yoongi, just tonight. She froze, her heart thumping. Okay, Yoongi. He smiled, a genuine, sleepy smile, and closed his eyes. A few minutes later, his breath slowed and he had fallen asleep in her lap. She brushed a few strands of his hair from his forehead. He looked so peaceful like this. Carefully, she helped him to her bed, removing his shoes and coat so he could rest more comfortably. She put the blanket over him before retreating to her guest room. The next morning, Yoongi woke up with a groan. His head pounded, and he realized immediately he wasn't in his own bed. The room was small, with soft pastel curtains, book on the small shelf, and a vanity with makeup nearly arranged. Panic surged into his chest. What the hell happened last night? His jaw tightened. He cursed under his breath, furious at himself for losing control. He got up, intending to leave quietly, but as soon as he opened the door, he bumped straight into you, who was holding a tray of breakfast. Oh, you're awake, she said cheerfully. I made you some. Where am I? He demanded, his voice sharp. She blinked. At my apartment. You were drunk last night, so I brought you here. He narrowed his eyes. We didn't. Her eyes widened. What? No, you fell asleep in the living room and I just let you take my bed. I slept in the guest room. Yoongi stared at her for a long moment before exhaling slowly. I see. The tension in the shoulders erased. How he still looked embarrassed. Sorry, I shouldn't have assumed. She gave him a small smile. It's okay. Eat something before you head out. Chapter 3. Realization and Confession. Yoongi had been trying to act normal for the past weeks, but his brothers were not having it. They all had been at the party that night, and every moment they got together, someone brought it up. It started during lunch in the penthouse. So Hyung, Jungkook grinned. How was your sleepover at you? Yoongi glared. You didn't have a sleep. We didn't have a sleepover. Jimin smirked. Right. You just accidentally spent the night in her bed. I didn't sleep in her bed. Yoongi snapped, his eyes turning pink. Hyung gasped dramatically. Oh, so her bed is off limit, but her lap is fine. They nearly choked on his drink, laughing while Hosek just patted Yoongi's shoulder. Hyung, it's okay. We all know you like her. Yoongi froze mid-sip of coffee. I don't. You do, Namjoon said calmly, watching him over the rim of his glass. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be thinking about her a week later. Yoongi rolled his eyes, but they could all see the faint blush creeping up his cheeks. Then Jimin struck the final blow. You use very pretty, smart, sweet. Someone going to notice her if you didn't do something. Imagine some random guy asking her out. She wouldn't. Yoongi started, then stopped. Joan smirked knowingly. She might. She's perfect, Young. You're lucky she even put up with you. If you didn't say anything soon, you might lose her. Yoongi set his coffee down with a soft thud. Fine. I love her. All six brothers erupted in cheers, teasing him more. Jungkook and Jimin high-fived. Hosek pooped and Chun looked ready to call you right then and there. Next morning, Yoongi walked into a jewelry store before work and bought a ring, simple, elegant, and perfect for her. He told himself it was just in case, but deep down he already knew he was going to do it. When he returned home that evening, the brothers was already waiting. Namjoon took the role of proposal consultation immediately. First of all, you need sincerity. No awkward mumbling. Look her in the eyes. Tell her exactly why you love her. Jimin leaned forward. Or you could hide the ring in a cupcake and let her choke a little before saving her. Romantic and life-saving at the same time. Jimin, no. Yoongi deadpanned. Theon waved a hand dramatically. Do it on a rooftop, city lights, wind in the hair, like in the movies. Or, Jen interrupted, you could just be yourself. You're terrible at grand gestures, but she like you for you. Yoongi listened quietly, storing away a bit of their advices, minus Jimin's cupcake idea. The next evening, Yoongi asked Yu to meet him after work. She assumed it was for a work decision, so she was surprised when he led her to the quiet rooftop of the office building where fairy lights were strung along the railing. The city stretched out around them, glowing under the night sky. Yoongi, what is this? She asked softly. He took a deep breath, his hands slightly trembling, not from cold but from nervous. You have worked with me so for a year now. You have seen me at my worst, grumpy, silent, impossible to deal with. She smiled faintly. I never thought you were impossible to deal. He stepped closer. You have been patient with me. You have taken care of me even when I didn't ask. That night when I was drunk, you could have left me there, but you didn't. You brought me to your home. You made me feel safe. Her heart was racing now. Yoongi face softened. I realized I didn't want anyone else to take care of me the way you do, and I don't want anyone else taking care of you either. Her eyes widened slightly. I like you a lot more than I should, and I'm done pretending I don't. He reached into his pocket, pulling out the rubber box and opening it to reveal the ring. So I'm asking you now, will you marry me? Her breath hitched, eyes glistening. Yoongi, I may not be the loudest or the most expressive, but I'll spend every day making sure you never regret saying yes. She blinked back, tears smiling. Yes, 1,000 times yes. Yoongi slipped the ring on her finger, pulling her into a quiet but warm embrace. Good, you're mine now, and I'm yours. Somewhere far below, his brothers, who had been spying for a nearby building, erupted into cheers. Last chapter, Honeymoon or Brother Moon. The wedding was small but perfect, just close friends, family, and Yoongi's six chaotic brothers who, despite promise to behave, managed to turn the reception into a loud mix of laughter, dancing, and random toast. 2 days later, Yoongi and Yu finally escaped to a quiet seaside resort for their honeymoon. The suite was beautiful, a beautiful balcony overlooking the ocean, soft golden lighting, and a king-size bed with crisp white sheets. Yoongi set their bags down and immediately pulled her into his arm. Finally, he muttered into her ear, just us, no office, no brothers, no interruptions. You giggled. You make it sound like they follow us everywhere. He pulled back with a dead serious expression. They do. You giggled. I won't mind if Jin Hyung and others came here. Yoongi, they're chaotic. That's why I like them. Both laughed. Spent the afternoon walking along the beach, Yoongi holding her hand the entire time. He wasn't big on PDA, but every time now and They had been in his lips again. Her trembled squeezed her hand just a little tighter. That evening they had a candlelight dinner on the balcony. Yoongi poured wine for them. His eyes were never leaving her. You look beautiful, he murmured. I still can't believe you're mine. Her cheeks warmed. You're not as bad yourself, Mr. Wayne. Just as he leaned to kiss her, the phone rang. He groaned, ignoring it until it rang again. He reluctantly answered. What? Hyung, Simon's voice grew through the speaker. You're on honeymoon. Did you? Yoongi hung up without a word. You laughed. Poor Jamin, not poor Jamin. Yoongi grumbled. Poor me. I was about to kiss my wife. You giggled at your grumpy cat. The next morning, they woke up tangled in each other, sunlight spilling into the room. Yoongi brushed her hair back and whispered, Let's stay in the bed all day. She smiled sleepily, tempting. It might have happened if the doorbell hadn't rung. Hyungi froze. Who? When he opened the door, all six brothers had stood there grinning, wearing sunglasses and floral shirts like they had just stepped out of a vacation commercial. Surprise! Hosek cheered. We thought we would join us. Hyungi's jaw dropped. This is my honeymoon, not a family reunion. Namjoon just shrugged. We booked rooms down the hall. We'll stay out of your way, mostly. For the next 2 days, the brothers kept accidentally bumping into them a breakfast on the beach, even during a late night walk. At one point, the young girl she was sad and whispered, If you ever get tired of him, you know where to find us. Yoongi dragged him away immediately. She is not leaving me ever. Despite the interruptions, Yoongi still found quiet moments with her, watching the sunset from their balcony, slow dancing in the suit, while soft music played, kissing her like the rest of the world didn't exist. On their final evening, Yoongi took her to a far end of the beach where it was quiet and empty. The moonlight reflected off the waves as they stood barefoot in the sand. You know, he murmured, even with my brothers crashing on our honeymoon, I wouldn't change a thing. She tilted her head, smiling. I know. He nodded, cupping her face, because I still got to wake up next to you every day, and that's the best part. He kissed her then, slow asleep and full of everything he couldn't put into words, and for once no one interrupted. The end.